Hello class 7 students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. I am Monica Bajaj, your science teacher, and today we will discuss about your unit number 2, materials, and chapter number 3, fiber to fabric. Animals fibers. Animal fibers, wool and silk. Hair of certain animals can also be used for making clothing materials. Wool and silk are obtained from the animals. That's why these are called animal fibers or fibers from animals. Let's discuss about wool. Wool is commonly obtained from the hair of sheep, goat, yak, rabbit and camels. These animals are therefore called wool-yielding animals. All these wool-yielding animals bear hair on their body. Why? Wool fiber is highly porous. The air in the pores acts as an insulator and does not allow the body heat to go out. Thus, hair on the body of these animals keep them warm during colder conditions. Wool is used for making winter clothing. See this table. Table first. List of Indian breeds of sheep. Name of breed, quality of wool, distribution. First one is Rampur Bushar, brown fleece, Uttar Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh. Second is Nali, carpet wool, Rajasthan, Haryana and Punjab. Third is Lohi, good quality wool, Rajasthan and Punjab. Bhakarwal, woolen shawls, Jammu and Kashmir. Patanwadi, hosiery, Gujarat. Marwari, coarse wool, Gujarat. From fibers to wool. In the following section, you will learn about the journey of wool from the rearing and breeding of the wool-yielding animals, such as sheep, to the final finished wool. Getting wool fiber from the sheep or in general any wool-yielding animals involves the steps given on next page. First is rearing and breeding of sheep. Second is shearing. Third is washing or scouring. Fourth is sorting. Fifth is carding. Sixth is dyeing, and last one is spinning and weaving. Rearing and breeding of sheep. To obtain wool, a herd of sheep are reared and breed in different parts of the world. The farmers take care of the sheep and their young ones and provide them with the food and fodder. Sheep and goat are herbivorous, and farmers often leave them to graze on the green grass of hilltops. Sheep and goats are good mountain climbers and can go to the mountain tops to eat grass. The rearers provide them with a mixture of pulses, corn, jawar, oil cakes, material left after taking out oil from seeds, and minerals. During extreme winters, sheep are kept indoors and are fed on leaves, grains and dry fodder. Next is shearing. The process of shaving the body of a sheep to obtain fleece is called shearing. The shorn sheep is immediately dipped in an antiseptic solution to protect it from skin infection. The body of sheep is shaved only once a year and mostly in spring or early summer. Washing or scouring. The sheared hairs are thoroughly washed in a series of tubs having soapy water. This removes grease, dust and dirt. The process of washing hair is called scouring. Nowadays, scouring is done by machines. The wool is then passed through a series of rollers and dryers. Next is sorting. The dried hair of different texture are then sorted out. The small fluffy fibers called burns are picked out and sent for reprocessing. Carding. After cleaning, the selected wool fibers are passed through rollers. This straightens the fibers and removes the unwanted matter. The fibers are scoured again and dried. Next is dyeing. The natural fleece of sheep is black, brown or white in color. The fibers obtained after combing is dyed in various colors, spinning and weaving. The wool fibers are straightened, combed and rolled into yarns. Longer fibers give wool yarn for sweaters. Shorter fibers are spun and woven into woolen cloth. Silk. Now let's discuss about silk. Silk is a strong but light and soft cloth having shimmering appearance. The silk fibers are also animal fiber obtained from the cocoon of silk moth, silkworm. The rearing of silk moths for obtaining silk is called sericulture. Early history of the silk. Silk was first discovered and developed in early China, possibly about 3000 BC. Legend gives credit to Ziling Shi, the 14 years old bride of Emperor Huangli, for the discovery of the silk cocoon and the invention of first silk reel. A legend goes that Empress watched a silkworm weaving its cocoon in a mulberry tree. She placed the cocoon in a cup of tea. She was drinking to soften it and pulled out a beautiful thread. She then cultivated enough silkworm to make cloth. Until 300 AD, only the Chinese know how to make silk, and they guarded their secret jealousy. Then the Japanese discovered the secret, and eventually the Indian also learned how to make silk. Life history of silk moth. There are 4 stages in the life cycle of a silk moth: egg, caterpillar, larva, pupa and adult. The female silk moth lays hundreds of tiny eggs on the mulberry leaves. The larvae that hatch out of the eggs are called caterpillars. Caterpillars feed on mulberry leaves and grow in size. When a caterpillar is ready to enter the pupa stage, it stops feeding and its salivary glands secretes fiber around the pupa. The fiber is made up of a protein which hardens the exposure to cut the forms a cover around the pupa, which is called cocoon. It is ball shaped and is formed of silk fiber. Further development of silk moth continues inside the cocoon. At the end of the pupa stage, moth cuts the silken fiber of the cocoon and the young moth flies out. See this diagram. This is a diagram which shows you the life cycle of a silk moth. From cocoon to silk. Production of silk from silk moth involves the following steps. First, the eggs of the silk moth are stored on strips of cloth or paper and are sold to silkworm farmers. Second, the eggs are kept by the farmers under hygienic conditions and under controlled temperature and humidity until the caterpillar comes out of the shell. Next, the silk moth larvae are then fed on mulberry leaves under the controlled conditions. When the caterpillars stop eating, these are shifted to bamboo chambers provided with small racks, twins. Here, the caterpillar spins cocoon. Inside the cocoon, the pupa continues growing. At the end of the pupal stage, the moth cuts the cocoon and flies out. Fully grown cocoon are sorted out according to their color, size, shape and texture. The sorted cocoon are immersed in the boiling water to kill the insect inside them. The cocoons are then put through a series of hot and cold immersions. The process is called softening of sericin. The sericin or silk gum is a gummy substance that holds the 2 strands of fiber and protein of a silk fiber together. The silk filaments are separated from the cocoons. This process is called reeling of the silk. The resulting fiber is known as raw silk. It can be dyed into various colors. Silk fiber are spun into silk yarn, which are used by the weavers to weave the silk cloth. Now, let's quick revise with Reader's Digest. Hair of certain animals can also be used for making clothing materials. Wool is obtained mainly from several breeds of sheep. The process of shaving the body of a sheep is to obtain fleece is called shearing. Silk is a strong but light and soft cloth having shimmering appearance. Okay class, we have done our chapter. Now it's time to take your leave. Thank you.